Hello. So I wanted to do another live because it's been a long time since I've been on live. And I just tried to do one, but unfortunately my internet got disconnected, so I had to like reconnect to everything all over again. Um so like I was saying, I recently just moved and I bought a computer, so it's a lot of learning how to do things and learning how to clip this together with that and how to put this video together with that. Also, just learning how to use the software in general has been a hard thing. Um, Also, how to stream has been very hard for me. I don't know how to stream my gameplay, so I've been learning how to do that. But I wanted to just get on here and do like a quick 15 to 20-minute deal on what was happening around the world right now and what's happening in my community. So, just to do a recap on the stuff that I've been listening to, again, shout out to NPR News and All Things Considered. I do listen to these shows and I do understand it's all over. It's from coast to coast. It's not just in one area, it's not just here in the Midwest. So I do appreciate it's All Things Considered and NPR News. I do appreciate your shows and everything that you put on there because I do listen to it and then I come back on my show and I talk about it. So, anyways, for those people who are just joining us and subscribing to my channel, my name's Laura. I go by LA Raw and I am doing a show. It's called My Two Cents. I put on the description food for thought. And the reason why I do that is to just get on here and make people think. I want to say something that'll get you thinking about what's happening in today's world, what is going on with our community, our society, anything that's happening in today's world. And so the first thing that I want to talk about is high temperatures, global warming, pretty much. I was listening to a show, NPR, and they were doing a whole segment on global warming. And I was sitting there, and the reason why I wanted to talk about it is because I was sitting in my car listening to this, and I was thinking to myself, like, man, we've been listening to stuff talk about global warming for about 15, 20 years, give or take. And that's just me as far as I can remember. Um, what they were saying was pretty much that we've been talking about it for a very long time, but now here recently, people have been getting anxiety and other things going on with them because of the global warming. But again, we've been talking about it for like 20 years now. So I know that it's been an issue for this long, but why did it take that long for people to actually respond to it? Like, why are they getting anxiety and panic now all of a sudden after years and years and years of doing the same thing that's going to hurt our earth or our environment, right? But that was my question. Like, why are you guys worried about it now? Why do you have anxiety now? Like, is it because it's a different generation, different group of people growing up, having to deal with the consequences of the choices that the people previously made? Is it that? Help me understand. So this is the reason why I do the show. It's because I want you to leave me your opinion and give me your comments, give me everything that you can, tell me what you think, share it with me and teach me something because in my mind, we've been talking about this for a very, very long time. So we should have been addressed it. Um and what is my opinion over global warming? Again, we've been talking about it for so long, we should have been addressed it. Why is it that here we are 30 years later and we still haven't figured out how to stop using plastic? Or we haven't figured out how to make cars better for the environment? Or we haven't figured out that we're actually causing these changes in our weather patterns by the things that we choose to use in our environment? It's all of these things that are floating around in my mind that I wonder about. But I wanted to put that out there into the world and let people think about it. So, food for thought. So the government shutdown. That's another thing I want to talk about. How many people are thinking about this government shutdown and what really happened during this government shutdown? Because now I'm at the point where I'm not sure, Is this like a yearly thing, a every 5-year thing, a every 3-year thing? What is this? Because I don't fully comprehend why we're having a government shutdown. Like, why is the government having to shut down? That's the big question for me. Why is the government having to shut down? With that, other things came along, like food stamps and benefits and assistance and, that type of stuff, relief. Is all of that stuff going to stop? Because to what I understand, WIC stopped, and these two may not be related or correlated or whatever. So these two may not be coming in together. So the government shutdown is one thing, and then the assistance programs ending is another thing. So let's not confuse the two or put them together. But I wonder, like, why does the government have to shut down, and why are they stopping WIC? Why are they stopping food stamps? Why are they stopping assistance, government assistance? Why are they trying to stop SSI? Like, why are all these things happening? And why are they happening right now? One of the biggest things that I was worried about was SSI. Do we not get SSI when we're old? Like, and we can't work and we need to be off of our jobs or whatever, like, do we not get disability? Do we not get any of that anymore? And how do you make the decision to stop giving SSI to someone when they've been paying taxes for years and years and years and years? Like, I want to know the story on that, and I want to know the explanation on that because I want to understand it. Like, how is it that you can stop giving out SSI if we've been paying taxes? I mean, as far as I can remember, taxes has been a thing. So, am I wrong for wanting to know how this works? Anyways, so that's another food for thought, another thing out there for you to think about. Because I know pretty much everybody's going to retire someday. Everybody's going to get old. We're all going to need SSI some kind of way, whether it's disability or just SSI, retirement. But we're going to need it. And so, why are we stopping it? Um, the other thing I wanted to talk about was AI. I wanted to talk about AI because I saw this episode on Black Mirror, and it was really creepy and really scary about people loving AI and them falling in love with a computer, technically with a robot. And it's really, really like, it messes with my brain because I'm sitting here thinking, like, can you love a machine? But I guess if you love your computer and you love your game, you can love a machine, right? AI. And for the longest time, I've heard all these things on the radio, on computers, on TV about like this massive brain that exists somewhere, and it collects all this data, right? And I've talked about this before. If there's a massive brain somewhere and it's computerized, technically it's a robot. How difficult would it be for this robot to overthrow human and take over? Because now I'm feeling like a movie, like one of those Will Smith movies that he did where he's like, I Am Legend, or I think that's the one with the robot. I don't know. Um I'm just really honestly being myself right now, and I can't remember the names of these movies, but I'm sure there's tons of movies where robots take over and humankind is left to have to fight the robot because now the robot's way too smart for the human. We've done these movies so much that I'm just like, is this what's happening now? Because we have an AI, like we have an AI in everything. We have an AI in Snap. We have an AI on the computer. We have an AI on almost every single app that you use on your phone. There's an AI on your phone because obviously, if the phone spells out words by itself, it doesn't need your brain to do it. That's real scary, guys. I mean, that's just my opinion about that. It's real scary because I don't know what you do like when the computer takes over, or what can you possibly do to outsmart the computer when the computer is trying to outsmart you. That's scary. I've watched those machines that have driven by themselves, and I've said this before, computers are going to replace humans in jobs. So I don't understand how we're so okay with this AI thing and this brain in the, like a cloud somewhere that is collecting data. The collecting data part is what worries me and makes me like concerned with what's going on, because there's so much data in the world, so much information that you can give something and it can become dangerous against humans, right? We've seen it in movies over and over and over, but yet we're doing it. So I welcome your opinion over this. Tell me what you think. And let me know, like, what do you think is going to happen, or how do we handle this? Because at this point, it's pretty crazy. The other thing that AI did, there was a program that actually came out where AI identifies people. And there was an issue with this program because AI could not tell the difference between colored people. So it technically would identify a human, but it couldn't identify a black human, is what I took from the conversation. So that was like a light bulb in my head. Does AI actually recognize that? Can AI actually recognize race, biracial things, like humans? And I don't know, can it like recognize that I'm Hispanic? Can it recognize different languages? I mean, my computer right now is doing weird things, AI, right? It's like talking to me and sending me messages because I'm talking, but it doesn't realize that I'm recording something and making a video. So it's listening to me talk and then it's responding back to me. That's the AI in the computer. But again, the computer wasn't that smart to know that I'm recording and doing things like this. So it's a little difficult on that. And it makes me wonder, what is the algorithm for AI when it comes to identifying humans? And would this work if we have such an app where it could recognize different races and different humans? Would it work to be able to help identify people that are missing or people that are doing bad things and get caught on video? Like, would it actually help, guys? Because there's been mistaken identities, situations with mistaken identities before. We do it all the time as humans. So just imagine a computer doing it. It's pretty crazy, right? Now, the reason why AI is confused and it's not doing a thorough job in identifying different races is because the prototypes for the humans were Caucasian males. So not only does this AI have a small malfunction where it doesn't recognize race, but it also doesn't recognize gender. So it could recognize Caucasian males, which tells me that if they try to use this to, again, A, find a child that's missing, or B, find a person that's committing a crime or has committed a crime already, but we're caught in video, it's not going to do a thorough job in identifying these people. And the reason why I chose to talk about this is because nowadays, when you log into a government website to do anything, such as apply for unemployment, apply for disability, apply for food stamps, apply for any type of assistance that comes from the government, you do have to log in and then verify your identification. And what it does essentially, it reads your face and it scans it just like your facial recognition thing on the phone. But it's fucking crazy because, again, here we are, 2023, and it's recognizing your face, and you have these apps that can recognize your face just to unlock your phone. But how does it know that you're a girl? How does it know that you're a Hispanic girl? How does it know that you're not 5'11" and you're only 4'11"? It doesn't know these things and it can't tell these things. But this is what we're working on as humans, right? To develop and to make better and use to help us fix some of these problems that we have in the world today, right? Um, I feel like we're living in Minority Report. Now, I have here in my notes that this AI has been in the making since 2011. Google was actually working on it, but they decided not to release it because they thought it was pretty dangerous. So, what does that tell you guys? Um, Also, the other thing with AI is that our pictures are being spread all over the internet, and we don't even know who can download them, upload them. I mean, there's photos of me that I didn't even upload somewhere, I'm sure. And it's very easy for anyone to log into any of these apps and take away your images. So, as we're using Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Venmo, Chime, all of these require pictures for your profile, and it doesn't require them. It just says you can use them. So you're uploading pictures and stuff like that thinking it's just nonchalant, it's not really harmful. But at the end of the day, someone is accessible or someone has access to your photos online that you may not even know. So, how do you go around that? AI is not the greatest thing that happened to the world, but it could be one of the most dangerous things that happened to the world. Because if you really sit down and think about it, I mean, it's very simple to take your image off your web page, whatever page it is, and send it to someone else that may be looking for bodies, persons, or whatever, and they can just come and look you up and find you. So AI was a great genius idea at one point, but it was just not the most smartest or brightest or safest. Now, the last thing that I wanted to talk about was I'm kind of like trying to decide between abortions and jails. I think I'm going to do jails. So, the last thing I wanted to talk about was jails. Why are we building so many jails? When I was listening to this radio station and they were talking about the jails and building more jails, I was so confused because I was sitting there really thinking, like, who the hell is in jail? Who is in jail that is like, you got too many people in jail? I, I don't know how to make the connection here. Like, how do you have that many people in jail that you're still building jails? And that really sucks because that lets me know that there's a very large amount of people that don't follow rules or don't follow law. And we know this part, but it's just crazy because they don't follow the law or the rules that bad that they end up in prison, so that you need to go and build new jails. I mean, I remember about 10 years ago we just built a jail here in Norman, and I mean, why do we need so many jails? Again, who the hell's in jail? And I don't want to know. I don't want to go myself and find out. I'm just asking the question because it does come to my mind, like, who is in jail that you need to keep building jails? Why is there so many people in jail? I don't get that. But here's a wild thought. Can you imagine if there is the same amount of people that are in jail, homeless? Needless to say, it's one of Alexa, and needless to say, it's one of those things that it is a controversy. This one, it is something that we could talk about all day long. Some people believe that we need jails because we need to put people away when they don't follow the law. And I mean, that's what we do. We put them away when they don't follow the law, right? Sometimes we kill them, which is capital punishment. But I would love to have this conversation with someone else. Explain to me why we're building so many jails and why they're needed. Part of me feels like we would do better if we build rehab centers, rehabilitation centers, where you can send people, especially if they don't commit violent, aggravated, ugly, nasty, crazy crimes. If they haven't done any of that and it's just something simple like, I don't know, maybe drive with a suspended license 3 or 4 or 5 times and you ended up in jail for 5 years behind that, okay, put that person in a rehab center to rehabilitate their life. Because going to jail does not do that. Going to jail only prevents you from moving forward. And sometimes it makes you get stuck there for a very long time. So I want to understand. So please leave me your comments, leave me your, everything, your thoughts, your opinions, anything that you want to leave me on the comments and tell me. And if you would like to have a conversation with me, please let me know. I am more than willing to interview you and we can get you on my show so that you can explain to us why all of these things are needed. Because people like me sit and we listen to radio stations and we watch the news and we still watch TV and we still pay attention, and we're wondering, why is all of these things needed? Like, why are all these changes necessary? And some of these changes are not for betterment, they're not for improvement, they're not for our wellness, they're not for us to do better. So please help me understand, why are we doing these things? Why are we changing this stuff that we're changing? Why are we building more jails? Please help me understand. Why does the government shut down? Why? Are they running out of money? And why don't they want to give us WIC? That's the other question. You take away the abortion, so you say that we can't say that we're not wanting to have a child. We have to have the child if we get pregnant. But you're taking away, I mean, everything that we need in order to have the child. You're taking it away. Because even birth control is part of the woman's body. I mean, birth control itself is not, but we need it as women, of course, because men don't like to do vasectomies. So you would think that you would want to give us birth control. Give us birth control so you don't have to even get to the point where you need to have an abortion. But again, this is just my 2 cents. And this is not the fully, blown up conversation about abortion. It's just my 2 cents, my quick 2 cents. I just wanted to do a 20-minute segment for you guys because I haven't been on here very much. So again, I moved and there's been changes and all kinds of good stuff that's been happening. Have to learn how to redo this whole entire show now because I've got a computer that's different from the one that I was using. But anyways, I'm very happy to be here live with you, and I wanted to be able to talk about these things, bring them out to your attention and let you think about it, because at the end of the day, I mean, people may say that your opinion doesn't matter, but it really matters because your opinion is what can make the difference. You may not get up today and make a difference, but it doesn't take a whole world just to bring something to someone's attention, and that's all I'm trying to do is like tap you on your shoulder and say, hey, this is food for thought. Think about it. You know, if you have a response to it, give it to me. I would love it. And if you don't, it's okay. It's okay. As long as we can process this stuff that's happening in the world, then it's okay. Not always do you need to act on it. So, anyways, guys, thank you again for following me. Thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate it. I hope that I can get to make another video here pretty soon. I'm going to clean it up and do a little bit better on the next one. This one was kind of choppy and stuff because of my internet, but thanks, guys. Subscribe, like, and please feel free to leave me your comments. I really do want to know, what do you think? What is your opinion? Tell me your opinion on global warming. Tell me your opinion on abortions. Tell me your opinion on anything that you want that we've talked about. I welcome it and I appreciate it. And that's it. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.